good morning. This is Alan from Regional Renaissance Reporter.
If you go to a festival dressed up, you're going to have like a million times more fun.
I entertain in the cafe.
I'm from Wolfgang Uberdorf. This is my brother, Franzo Ludwig Uberdorf. I never get tired.
Carradin's wife. What's his name? John?
John Reneau.
John. Okay, and you are?
I'm Heidi.
Heidi. Hi,
His
Heidi.
wife. Hi.
Okay, because he's wearing a shirt that says, what's his say?
Old dude.
Old dude, and yours
I'm
says old dude's chick. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, now he says that you were actually involved with the start of one of their acts up here years ago.
There was a Jeff actually asked us if I would start a group called the Laundry Lasses.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Now, there's, I guess, some washer well winches.
There are variations. There's the famous washing well winches, and there's but every festival has to have a laundry winch act that splashes water.
Yeah. So I'd never seen any of them before, so I went into it with a completely clear mind. So I decided that we'd be called the Laundry Lasses instead of washer winches. So went into it and ended up with my name being Ivy Clean, and ended up talking to a friend of mine named Kelly, and she ended up being Sophie Waters, only I called her Soapy.
Soapy, yeah,
Yes.
very good.
Now, Ivy Clean is the head laundry lass of Castleton. And then later on, another one joined us called Rainy Waters. Actually, I think she calls herself Rain Waters, but I always called her Rainy. So we had Soapy, Rainy, and I'm Ivy. And we went around and we blew bubbles and we threw water on everyone. Now Ivy actually works for Lady Killigrew, but when Lady Killigrew can't come to Castleton, then Ivy comes in her stead. And she has to make sure that everything's clean for King Henry, But Ivy has a bucket. It's a very old bucket, and there's a sea monster that lives in her bucket.
Yeah, sea monster in the bucket.
Yes. Now, the sea monster, when it's in the water, is very small, and he's not very scary. And Ivy has been known to carry the bucket out in the middle of the lane and find the odds and ends like a rock or a stick. I've had children offer me candy and odds and ends, different things, to see if we could catch the sea monster out of the bucket. So we take it and throw it into the water and stand back and hold it. And Ivy ends up getting about 50 or more people around her bucket, and everyone gets a little bit closer, and then all of a sudden someone sees the monster in there, and Ivy screams and runs. So anyway, and we throw water on everyone, and so everyone in Castleton has seen Ivy's sea monster.
Okay.
And so we had a naming contest. Now, ended up, I think it was named Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Bubbles the sea monster.
Great name for a sea monster,
yes. Very non-scary. Now, when when Bubbles comes out of the water, Bubbles gets very large and very scary. Yes, but Bubbles is very nice.
Okay, so now this makes me wonder. Now, you're not doing the village's laundry anymore.
No. I've let Soapy and Rainy take over.
Okay, so Soapy and Rainy that perform now that I've been seeing, they were part of the original.
Yes.
Ah, okay,
Yes.
so they're still part. So it's not like Menudo or whatever, where you just rotate people in and out.
No.
Okay.
Ivy went on to go back to her castle, and Lady Killigrew was able to come. And Lady Killigrew is actually, she really likes piracy. And so Lady Killigrew kind of comes as Captain Onyx in disguise sometimes. So you've got to watch out for her. But the kids always seem to know who she is because she wears part of the same clothes. I don't understand.
They're smart in this village.
Yes, we're very intelligent.
So what do you like about, I mean, certainly putting together a group and being part of something that starts that will live on and no doubt be a fixture at this festival until laundry shows go away, which will probably never happen.
Never.
What is the thing about the Oklahoma Renaissance Festival, the castle, the village? What makes it special to you?
Boy, Boy, that's a really hard question. I started to go to Kansas City when my youngest son was 6, and he's now 27.
Okay, see, that helps. Without that information, we couldn't even do the math and figure it out.
Yeah, I've run out of fingers. And Kansas City's big and beautiful, and I love it there. It's like the very first place I ever went. But when I moved here about 7 years ago, there was just something. I mean, you walk in the front gate and everybody just jumps on you, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. So
once again, we come back to the people.
Yes, it's always the people. And Jeff has made it such a beautiful place, and he just keeps building it. It's awesome. Every time, I mean, we live 30 minutes from here, and every time we come down, he's got something new built. It's really great.
It's been a blast watching it grow just the last 4 years I've been here.
Oh, I know. Now, Ivy will show up every once in a while.
Will Ivy do a show?
Well, Ivy you never know about. Ivy may just be in the middle of the street throwing water on everyone and blowing bubbles with her sea monster. Now I've got to tell you the other part of the story.
Okay.
The sea monster had babies. It just so happens that my castle has these small little things that have little heads and little tails on them about the same time as the Renaissance Fair. And so I managed to get the fishing net, scooped out about 3,000 of them out of the pool, little tadpoles.
Ah, okay. All right, I'm with you now.
In my bucket.
Oh, that's pleasant.
And so then we had probably every child in Castleton carrying a styrofoam cup around with tadpoles.
So they were all taking home one of these sea monsters.
Yes, the baby sea monsters.
That's great.
I had a little boy one time come and say, "Those are tadpoles. Those aren't sea monsters." And I said, "Well, they told me they were sea monsters." "Oh, okay." And then he went back and told his dad they're sea monsters after all. So we had a naming contest for them, and everybody had to name the tadpoles, heads and tails, and Tad and Pole, and Polly and Wog, and
no Bubbles Jr. Or?
Oh, I think there was, but there was a few too many to count. So
excellent.
Here's all these kids walking around with tadpoles in their glasses, and people are going, "Oh, I don't think I want to drink that," but you never know.
Well, if it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to be at a Renaissance Festival. Thank you for your time.
True. Thank you so much. It's good to talk to you.
Well, Jeff, I mean, if I could use language like this on the internet, you put on a hell of a show.
Well, thank you.
I've been talking to people now. This is, I guess, my 4th year coming up here. And the first year it was really neat, amazing, and fun. The second year I got kind of a tour, got to meet you and got to see how things work. And that said, okay, I see what they're doing. They're building, trying to put on a quality show, immortalizing their performers on the wall. Everybody feels included. And last year was even more fun and more building, and this year more stuff. But I couldn't figure out what it is that makes the Renaissance Festival here so special. Now, you know what it is, I'm sure, right? No?
I don't know. It's old time, and our big key is to interact with the patrons.
Okay. Now, you're actually wrong. I thought that it had to do with the people, but I figured out the thing that makes this all work. Interacting is okay. You can make them talk to people and give them histories and tell them to make sure people have a good time. You can build things and have lots of beer. That's all good. We can recreate that, but what we can't recreate is what I learned tonight talking to some of your old timers here and some of the new folks. And the key word that people seem to be using to describe the Muskogee Castle Renaissance Festival, this whole thing, is family. Okay, you know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's very important to include everyone, because you not only see cast members up here and stage acts, but you also see merchants.
Oh, hey, those guys are new this year. Yep. At least they're new there.
Right.
That's right.
They're new. Yep.
It's like, I know that guy, and I know that guy.
Yep, and there's not a distinction between them. We feed them all breakfast. It's just part of the deal.
So since that seems to be the thing, people talk about coming back year after year because it's like a family reunion. They've got to see their friends, their family. And I was really surprised to see that extended beyond the characters that everybody is portraying. After hours, it's even more apparent because these are true friendships that people have. These aren't just random performers that are just hanging out with each other. And
genuine. In fact, we just had a wedding between two of us this afternoon.
That is amazing. Do you have many of your cast that have gotten married over the years?
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm gonna leave you this final question. You can answer it if you want,
all right,
or not. If this is a family, where are you in the family tree?
I gotta be the papa. I
You're the
guess.
dad. All right. Well, thank you very much for doing all this to let folks like me come down and have a great time.
Thank you for coming and enjoying it.
Yeah, and I'm glad there's an ATM here because, you know, you got these taverns every freaking... It works really good. But thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And come see it for yourself. That's all I can say. I've been having a great time. These guys are playing 50s and 60s songs here in the castle now, which is something that is very shocking compared to the show that goes on during the day, and I'm honored you guys let me come back here. So,
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Certainly.
See you next year.
I certainly hope so.